Oh, hey, you okay? I'm fine. I just want to take a break from a party. I'm kind of an introvert, you know? I can't be that social for that long. It's pretty draining, getting to know new people. I hate being the new arrival. Anyway, you want a drink? I think there's one left in the cooler here. I'll get it for you. I've only had one myself, just to be social, you know? You never want to be the only one who isn't drinking. To be honest, I'm not really into this kind of thing. Parties in the middle of nowhere. I get the typical type of teenage rebellion, but it's not for me. But since I'm new here, I thought I'd better make an effort. I moved here like 2 weeks ago. I don't really talk this much. Usually. I don't know. You're just easy to talk to. I bet people tell you that all the time, right? Or they say that you've got a kind face, or a good aura, or something like that. To be honest, I'm pretty glad you showed up. I was a little worried this was going to turn out to be a prank or hazing. You know, like that movie, Carrie. You've seen the movie, right? Weird shy kid gets invited to prom. They rig the votes to make her prom queen, and then, well, they dump bucketed pig's blood all over her. To be fair, I think the other kids had a night as bad as Carrie. And hey, nobody's balanced a bucket of pig's blood on a tree branch or anything. As far as I can tell, anyway. Though considering where we are, hazing is probably the last thing that we should be worried about. I definitely wouldn't have organized a party here, not after all the things that happened here. Feels kind of a bit like tempting fate, you know? Okay, maybe I wasn't 100% clear with you. I grew up here. I'm technically a local. I guess I know all the rumors and dirty little secrets, the stuff that tourist boards don't want you to know. I left a few years ago. I didn't go far or anything. But then, I think a lot of people eventually come back to their hometown. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. You're not here to listen to my history. We're talking about the history of this forest, right? I think this place has always been trouble, but I know as far as back as the 70s. My folks grew up here. Yeah, in the 70s. There were cabins here. It was a vacation park, or something like that. A totally normal, totally fine, but this group of kids rented one of the cabins for a weekend. They didn't come home like normal. By the end of it, the cops went out to check. There was only one kid left. He killed all the others, convinced that they were possessed by demons. Some say he chewed his own hand off, but I'm not totally convinced. Yeah, gross, right? So they tore down the cabins. Nobody wanted to stay in them anymore. And the kid who survived was never the same. I think he ended up in a group home or something. So nothing happened with this place until the 80s. That's when they built a lake. I bet you didn't know the lake was man-made, did you? They kept it as a vacation spot, without cabins, tents and RVs only. And they closed over winter just in case. But then a bunch of kids showed up again. It's not like this place is hard to get to, right? We made it here anyway. Anyway, the parents noticed their kids never came home, and the cops went out again. They found the kids, all drowned, all floating in a lake. The weird thing is, they had bruises, like someone had held them underwater. That's just the rumor, anyway. Like they actually died. They're all at the local cemetery. Not sure about the bruises, though. It could have been true. If it was, who killed them, and why? Where did we get to? The 90s? Oh, cool. Flannel shirts and grunge. It wasn't as interesting that time, just some kid in a mask. Don't get me wrong, it was a decent body count. Teenagers again, partying. The lake got closed after the drownings, and they hadn't opened it back up yet. People who owned the forest gave up on making it a vacation spot and just left it as wildlife, making it harder to find all the bodies. Once the police realized what was happening, the weird thing is, it depends on who you talk to. Some people say they got the kid in the mask. Some say they definitely didn't. That he's still out there somewhere. You'd be able to spot him, though one of the girls at the party got away, and she managed to scar him up pretty good. Burns, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, the town just blamed it on the generation being desensitized to violence and moved on. I'm not boring you, am I? We made it to the 90s. At least, the 90s was all about. I don't really know. Shapeshifters, aliens, skinwalkers, something like that. Videotape ghost, probably. It was all centered around the internet anyway. People got texts with locations with them. You know, like longitude and latitude. Apparently, when you put in the coordinates into Google, it brought a location up. And people just disappeared. No, seriously. They vanished. And there were never any answers. The people never showed up again. Some of their stuff did, like a backpack or a shoe or a chunk of hair. It was one of those things where everybody had a friend of a friend who totally got a text and went missing. And I bet you can guess where those locations were. Yep. These woods. Every single one of them. Weird, right? So, 2010s. This forest had a hell of a history. Get it? Oh, wait. Sorry. That didn't make any sense until I tell you what happened. A waste of a pun. Yeah, there were sadists here. Lots of groups, I believe. The whole area had some sort of demonic energy around it. I mean, how many times can a group of teenagers get massacred before you spot a pattern, right? There were multiple groups, too. There was, let me think, the most high priests of Satan, the servants of Beelzebub, the legend of Baal, and this one weird fringe group called, Culty McCultface. Yeah, really. But don't let the name fool you. The cops are pretty sure what they did were responsible for a large number of fires. Not arson, fires. Fires that just started out of nowhere, on people. And once the fires died down, the stuff was left behind. The remains? Yeah. They all had sigils from Culty McCultface burned onto them. Creepy, right? They never managed to work out how the person just bursts into flames. Teenagers again, of course. There's always teenagers. Brings us to today, doesn't it? Nothing's happened. Yet. Except, well, I don't want to scare you. All the stories. They're probably just stories. Little grains of truth here and there. But come on. Demon possession, cults, internet ghosts. It's not real. Still. Did you hear the one about the escape from the nut house? You know, the security unit from the criminally insane. How do you not know about this? It's a massive building on the other side of the lake. Yeah. Once the forest was no good for, social stuff, the owner sold it to the government, and they put a secure unit inside. Really intense stuff. Full-time solitary, straitjackets, muzzles. I heard they lobotomize and stuff in there, too. But one of their most dangerous inmates escaped a couple of weeks back. And as far as we know, he hasn't been caught yet. So yeah, I wouldn't be in these woods with someone out there, at large. Not if I were you. Anyway, I really enjoyed talking with you. You're good company. So I'll do you a favor. You start running now. I'll leave you until last. And if I catch you... No, really, you should probably get going. I know there's a lot of people here, but I work very quickly. And a secure unit ordeals are much more of a challenge than partying teenagers. See you soon, if you don't run fast enough, that is.